In Washington, lawmakers have been working through the weekend to negotiate a deal on border security and immigration as part of a larger package of aid for Ukraine and Israel. But there is no deal in sight yet, no framework, and not enough time to get it done before the end of the year. Meanwhile, we are less than 1 month from the votes being taken in the 2024 campaign.
On my first day back in the White House, I will terminate every open borders policy of the Biden administration, stop the invasion of our southern border, and begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. I will immediately restore and expand the Trump travel ban on entry from terror-plagued countries.
That kind of talk, according to our CBS News poll findings, is resonating in Iowa, where the former president continues to hold a commanding lead with 58% of likely GOP caucus goers. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is in a distant second with 22% support. CBS News talked to Iowa voters checking out other GOP candidates.
I feel like Trump is one to go in and not care and make these changes now that we need done now. Like the border, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like in a year. I mean, and I don't see how we're not going to have some kind of terrorist attack between now and then.
We're still faith, family, and friends first, you know.
But it's a different story in New Hampshire, where former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley has emerged as the closest rival to Trump, now at 29% support to his 44%. That is up 18 points since our September survey. DeSantis is next with 11%, followed by former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie at 10%. New Hampshire's Republican primary is also open to independent voters. Carol Smith attended a Haley rally last week.
I'm a lifelong Democrat, and when I saw Nikki Haley in the first debate, I was overwhelmed. She was concise, she was on point. She said what needed to be said. There was no double talk. She needs to be elected. Compared to the other candidates in the field, and don't ask me if it's because she's a woman, because that'll make my hackles go up.
For some analysis, we're joined now by our Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto. Anthony, this is a big move in New Hampshire for Nikki Haley. What's behind it?
It is, Margaret. Good morning. Yeah, Nikki Haley is up substantially from where she was this fall. And one reason is voters tell us they see her as reasonable as compared to the other candidates and prepared to be president. Her number there is on par with the former president. Now, she's helped by the independents who can vote in the New Hampshire primary. And it's not a surprise that she and maybe former Governor Chris Christie are looking to do better in New Hampshire because those independents say they're more amenable to the idea of a candidate who's different from Donald Trump. Now, Trump, for his part, still does well on two key measures. One, he's seen as a strong leader, and two, that those voters think he can beat Joe Biden. Margaret.
Anthony, as we know here, Iowa, still very comfortable place for Donald Trump. What is different about the dynamic there?
It is. Well, look, he starts with nearly half the Iowa caucus goers say they themselves are part of the MAGA movement. That's a base for Trump, and he's got more voters there saying that they will only consider voting for him. Iowa has often been a test for the more further right-leaning part of the party. No different this year. You look at some policy measures. They have more voters there saying that they're in favor of making abortion illegal, in favor of ideas like deporting undocumented immigrants. So all of that adds up to a more sizable lead for the former president. Margaret.
Anthony Salvanto, thank you.